We have started instances of our Composer Playground and 5 other Angular servers, each of different participants of our network. Here you can read our model file, our chain code, and our permissions file. Now we have pre-created 5 different participants, a department, a faculty, and 3 shops. Now going to the faculty, we can see that the faculty can create a request for what he wants. Now suppose let's create a request of a furniture which is above something above 100, and let's see what happens. Now as you can see that at the request asset tab there will be a new request created which is furniture, and it is in the status of created. Now when the department sees it, he would try to generate a new tender by giving the request ID. Suppose we write the request ID and we post it, we will see that our endorsement policy didn't allow us, as because the quantity of it is above 100. So let's create a new request, and in this new request we will see we give a valid number like less than 100, so it is in the status of created. Now when we go to the department and try to generate a new tender by giving the tender by request ID of the previous one, we will see we will see that in our assets tab, when we go to our assets tab, we see that the new request has been approved, and we can see the faculty. Now when we go to the shop, we see under the tender request asset tab that there is a request, that there is a tender which is active. So he makes a bid. Suppose he makes a bid of something about 400. Now it will just be shown that there has been a single response which has been given by shop 1. Now let's go to shop 2 and submit the same bid but with a different value of something less than 200. Now when he submits his bid, we can go and see that it has increased to 2, and in shop 3 similarly gives a bid, and we can see that the response count has increased to 3. Here we can see who all has responded. Here we can see who all has responded to this. The contract is still not awarded to anyone, and now we go to department to see what contracts to award the contract to any or one of the contractor. So in order to do that, we will create we want to create the transaction, and we just give the request ID, and we will see that it has been completed and it has been awarded to someone. Now when shop 1 sees that he has not been awarded the contract, he would try and go to rebid the same contract. Now when he goes and tries to rebid, as we can see that there will be no new bids that will be counted. So once a total bid is completed, it has to be it and it has been awarded to someone, it will stay that way. And if the department somehow sees that it has not been awarded to his favorite contractor and he tries to create a new contract against the same request, it will not happen. So it's a one time only job. Now since shop 2 has been awarded the contract, he goes and creates a shipment in which he passes the total in. And now as you can see in the shipment transaction, it's in transit. Since it's in transit, each and every shop can see, each just the shops can see that the transaction has totally been completed. Now when faculty receives the shipment, he would just go and submit a transaction in which he just gives the transaction has been received, and it will be totally updated in the blockchain that the shipment has been completed. Now the department can see each and everything that is on the blockchain, from tender request to the tender response. Now we can confirm our shipment details in the composer also. As we can see, the contract has been we can see that the contract which has been awarded to a given request. So the CAC department can see all the tender responses against a single tender request, and the single tender request of how many response has been given to it, and who it has been awarded to, and is it completed or not. Now here, the department has access to each and everything except the tender response of when the tender will be active. Now the faculty doesn't will have access to nothing other than the form which he submits. Now Now, each and every shop can see a contract but cannot look into the tender responses which have been submitted by the other shop.